In this video, I want to discuss the difference between a topic and a thesis. Quickly, because that was, I've given you that information in a notes packet, but I also want to talk to you about informative research and argumentative research. Now again, remember, a topic is the thing you are investigating. Now it could be an event, a person, an idea, but it is X. It is your topic, and it could be a topic is not a noun phrase, but it could be described as a noun phrase. All right. So cancer, modern non-chemotherapeutic treatments of cancer. Okay, so that's your topic. Let's see. Media coverage of the Paralympics. That's your topic. Now notice if I give you that, if I say, hey, listen, media coverage of the Paralympics, and then I say to you, true or false? Hopefully you wouldn't answer because you don't know what I'm saying about that. Okay, so a topic is never, you don't ever say anything about your topic. It's just the thing you're looking into. Eventually, when you look into it enough, you can reach a conclusion about something, or you have an observation about something. You have a claim to make, a proposition, a subject, and a predicate. And you end up saying something about it. So now here's an example of a thesis. Modern news media ignores the Paralympic coverage. Or Paralympic news coverage is always muted at the expense of the actual Olympics. Coverage for the actual Olympics, or something like that. Okay, but at that point, I'm giving you a sentence. It's a declarative sentence. It could be either true or false. In theory, it's one or the other. My job, once I give you that thesis, is to give you enough evidence and logic and definition and explanation to get you to the point where you believe it. All right, but a topic is not a thesis. A thesis is always going to be about the topic. But the thesis is unique because it says something specific, and it can be true or false. It makes a claim. It's a proposition. It's a declarative sentence. Okay, now, as I looked through your discussion boards and the work I'm getting and the logs you're producing, I'm getting the sense that many of you are falling into a trap, and the trap is to do purely informative work. And what you're doing is you're picking a topic, and then you're picking a narrow topic, which is excellent. It's because it narrows your scope, makes it much more doable. But what you're doing is you're staying mostly into just information, finding out more information and more information and more information. Now that's fine. That's what you do initially. But if you're doing argumentative research, you've got to do something more. So there are two types of research. Okay, there's informational research, where you're just gathering information and you're from different sources, and you're putting it together in your own paper, and then you're giving it to someone. And you're saying, look, I saved you some time, because I got all the data together in one spot and I'm giving you my paper. And it's all informative. Its sole focus is to educate you on this. So notice when you do that sort of work, you are really producing work for someone who doesn't know. Right? So this person is not a professional in the field. And what you're doing is you're gathering the data and you're giving it to that person. Or if the person is a professional in the field, this is not his or her specialty. So, you are serving to educate. And your job, that's it. It's just purely purveyor of information. But where did you get that information? Did you make it yourself? Through a field experiment? Through a controlled experiment? Through a survey? If not, you probably got it from other documents. Okay. So your job at that point was nothing more than just collecting information and making a glorified book report. That is not the type of research I want you to do for this class, or to prepare to do. I know we have a few weeks left, but we're going to at least write out the plan for how to do this. The research you need to be thinking about is, okay, with the information I have here, what is a claim I can make about this? How can I interpret this? What is something I can say about this specific thing that hasn't specifically been said before the way I want to say it? Or what can I suggest about this? So you got to be thinking in terms of a claim that you can support by the data, but that you must convince your audience of. All right, that's how you produce argumentative research. It can never be purely informative. It's always information plus an argument. a claim that you're going to try to support and explain and clarify and get someone to actually consider to be possible. And then, as you do it well enough with enough data, view it to be probable. An interpretation on something. So, for example, if I see many of you are doing medical topics, just to get information about a certain drug company wouldn't cut it. That's just informational. But if you were to use that information to suggest that the majority of drugs that this company puts out are simple reformulations of one original drug, like Clarinex is of Claritin. We call these Me Too drugs. And you try to prove to the public or to your reader that this company is primarily not doing new research, yet still claiming the same cost of research and development to keep the new drug, which is really no different, just slightly different, but not more effective than the old drug, to keep it at the same cost level for another 20 years because the patent of the old one ran out. Now, if you want to try to prove that a certain drug company is primarily operating under that pattern, that would be a thesis. Now, go get your data and support that. But to just give me pages and pages describing the side effects of a drug, that's information. That is not argumentative research. You are substituting an easier task for the harder one. The easier one is just give them information. It's just put a ton of information. I got it from here, I got it from here, I got it from here. Just put it all on this paper and send it out. So that's just informative. Don't just do that. Get all the information you can and then try to come up with an original insight that with this information you can support and explain and present it as something that's actually true. All right, so that would be argumentative research. It's much harder to do, but that's what your professors really want to see you strive toward when you do research in college.